Blessings and welcome everyone. Just a reminder before we begin. Your rising sign horoscope will give you additional clarity as to how a great deal of your sun sign horoscope may show up, and your moon sign horoscope will give you the less prominent side story that'll also be playing out for this 2-week period. Remember, horoscopes serve best when observed, like a weather or traffic report. You have influence over all outcomes with your thoughts, actions, choices, and deeds. Use the information that presents to help you make the highest choices for the highest outcomes. If you wish to schedule any of my services or like access to more content via my Patreon, follow the links below or go to my website, integrativemysticism.com. Hi there, Aries. It's time to have a look and see what is going on with regards to the week starting February 15th, 2021. And yes, we have gone back to a weekly schedule after about a month and a half of doing bi-weeklies. I was kind of noticing that, audience was kind of divided whether they liked it or not. And a really good friend of mine, made a interesting note of some very salient points about maybe some information overload and how I might want to, consider maybe thinking about how I deliver these messages in a bi-weekly format with consideration for potential information overload. So I've decided to go back to weeklies. So that being said, even though we are going back to weeklies, I am going to be, of course, still sharing a bit of astrology and what is going on with the lunations. In this case, we are covering the new moon in Aquarius, which actually occurs on the 11th, but is really setting the tone of the second half of February. So even if this is showing up in a weekly horoscope, keep in mind this is going on through the end of the month, about the 26th. So this new moon in Aquarius on February 11th is falling in your 11th house of friendships and social networking, and it's going to be forming a square to Mars, or coming off of, rather, a square to Mars in your second house of earned income, employment, your value system, and your job. Now, this is creating an interesting crossroads for you to consider for this next half of the month, but felt very, very strongly, in particular, the week of the 15th. And we're actually seeing new friendships and community developments refining your ideals and refining your support system in such a way that it actually prompts you to really accept where it may be a good idea or maybe even necessary to shift current professional and financial priorities, values, pursuits, or even strategies, because we're going to be seeing a lot of breakthroughs and openings, but at the same time there's a revelation of where maybe certain commitments that you have socially or professionally, certain plans, whether they be long-term plans, short-term plans, financial strategies, professional strategies, trends, markets, and all of that, that are off the mark of your ideals. We're actually seeing where where the grass really is greener on the other side versus what we might have been working with. And so this is going to be a strange period because some of these things that you might be working with may actually have been well-founded for the time that you took them on. They could just be out of date. They're no longer applicable, right, to the way the energies are flowing right now. You may be finding ways to actually get into a more idyllic circumstance professionally and socially, but it may challenge you to pay attention to certain loyalties that you're keeping to systems and functions, as well as maybe social norms in your life that actually are taking you down a road away from your ideals. So we need to be able to, of course, discern, be smart, and accept, right? Know when to pull back. We don't want to necessarily just stick something out because we're afraid of change, right? If we're on a GPS and we find out we're on a road that's taking us in the opposite direction or off in a direction away from our intention and our ideal, we have to take ownership of that and adjust accordingly, right? If we still want that. Moving on to your cards, we actually have your spiritual theme of this week, funny enough, being the Seven of Wands upright. Power coming back into your hands, and a lot of advantages and a lot of resources and new connections, or maybe empowering of connections you have, empowering of your friends, empowering of your work network and whatnot, putting things back in your control where you might have accidentally given that control away or lost control to external circumstances, or maybe you didn't trust yourself with the responsibility of leadership and ownership of it, so you gave it away. It's coming back to you to be in your care now. But with the Seven of Wands, it's about getting things in our life back on track and getting the power and the energy to make a lot of big, swift moves, especially when it comes to reestablishing a new harmony where there may have been a lot of chaotic elements before, or things kind of going off in all kinds of maybe discordant ways, or things being mistreated, mishandled. The Seven of Wands is giving an advantage to you, Aries, to actually kind of take back control of a ship that has gone off its course. Now, it may be it was always on the wrong course, but we can take control of that ship for ourselves and get on the right course, even if we're getting on the right course for the first time. As we get on to your material shifts, what's going on with your work, your job, your finances, your professional priorities and pursuits, even practical matters as it relates to your household, you've got the Justice card in reverse. And with the Justice card in reverse, it is going to be revealed to you that you may have come down a road that is never going to, again, take you to the position or to the environmental or material circumstances that you thought it would, right? We have taken at some point the wrong means to an end we are trying to meet. And with the Justice card reversed, it's not just going to leave you high and dry and all of that, right? So we don't just shatter over the news, but we are going to have to let go of maybe too much faith or too much energy we may have sunk into what we realize now is, again, kind of going on the wrong course. This may actually give you an opportunity for a bit of an escape as well from a situation that you've already been aware has been binding you up or tying you up, either financially or professionally. Some of you may be finding that a certain professional path or a certain offer or proposition is not for you. However, if you've been feeling bound in a circumstance, whether it's a contract or a household matter or a commitment, in a practical way, this is going to allow you to also, with that Seven of Wands, make your escape and get things back on course and your resources back to work for you the right way. So it could still be a very positive week. You just got to, again, be ready to not be beholden to the decisions other people make and leave too much in the hands of others. Trust yourself to be in charge. When we get onto your community card or your friends, your relatives, other people in your life, you actually have the Emperor card reversed. And it does look like there may actually be a bit of a fall going on when it comes to somebody that either you have, again, put your faith into, put your trust into, or somebody that you have given power over you. Now, with the Emperor card reversed, this may be in a direct way or an indirect way. But the weird thing is that with the Emperor card reversed, we have to take ownership of the fact that this person was never really the person we should have done that with in the first place. So it's kind of okay, yeah, they might actually be screwing something up, but you chose to look the other way in the first place, so you gotta own that a little bit, right? No doubling down, no covering up. The Emperor card reverse is indicating that we may have something positive come of this as well, however, because we're finding out about this just before things really get bad, so we're kind of dodging a bullet. This may be something going on with a friend, a relative, a teacher, a boss, maybe even somebody that we have been following like a speaker, a teacher, an instructor, a guru. Hopefully you don't have any gurus, but if you do, watch out with this card. Because the Emperor card reverse is indicating here that this is just, again, it's kind of like we watch them go over a cliff, but luckily our eyes are open, we are awake, and we don't have to step over the cliff with them. So, be prepared with the Seven of Wands upright. Again, all of this power is coming back to you. Don't give it away again. With your challenge this week, or what you are challenged to pay attention to, and of course, reverse or fix or optimize for the best week possible, you've got the Three of Pentacles in reverse. And this has to do with paying attention to where we might be outsourcing maybe too many responsibilities to either the wrong people, or we, with that Seven of Wands upright, if you want to get it done right, you need to do it yourself. And where we might need to pull some things back that we have been leaving in other hands, right? Maybe that Emperor card reversed was just one situation, maybe the most unique. But with the Three of Pentacles reversed, you're going to be going through a big refinement of your friendship circles as well. Because I'm seeing with the Three of Pentacles reversed, you're also getting encouraged to pay attention to where the cream of the crop really needs more space in your life when it comes to your friends, your teammates, and your crew. And when I say the cream of the crop, I mean the high performers. I'm talking about the ones that work the hardest. And it's not about money, it's not about status, it's not about all that shallow crap. It's about the high performers when it comes to a sense of dignity, strength, honor, perseverance, diligence, impeccability, and truth. This is where we need to be allowing for more of that in our space. Somehow, somewhere, it feels like a lot of you Aries people got surrounded by maybe a few too many fair weather friends, or a few too many people that are not actually cut out to be credible, or maybe they're just not credible when it comes to what they say they're doing, or what they say they're all about, and what they know about, and how that could be serving you in the highest interest of all concerned. So you're challenged to do a big rearrange with your social life anyhow, very much like we saw what was going on in your astrology with that new moon. As we get on to your relationships, however, with love and romance, in spite of all of the funny business going on in the outer world, love and romance is going beautifully with the King of Swords upright. And with the King of Swords upright, what you're actually seeing here is that a lot of you who are single or available to somebody new, you're going to be meeting somebody that is definitely very much committed to consistent and ongoing evolution within themselves, to the point where you're finding that they actually are a great match for you, because they're also perfecting their own method. They have the same goals, the same ideals, the same maybe end game plans for romance, love, family, work, the household as you. But also with the King of Swords, we're seeing a similar sense of humor, similar sense of wit, similar level of intelligence, and something that is all about constant growth and constant improvement. Because with the King of Swords, this person is very much always finding new ways to raise their standards and raise their the effect of their performance on the world. And so I feel like this is somebody that would be a great addition, especially all things considered, with this push towards new social surroundings. The same kind of energy is going to be coming through your partner as well, because it does feel like a lot of you Aries people are also going to be seeing that current romantic partners are getting just as many messages about the atmosphere and the environment surrounding our relationship, our family, our household. How do we, bring this up a notch? How do we actually raise the vibration, raise the energy, and raise the overall quality of life for all of us? With the King of Swords, a partner is actually going to maybe even be more committed this week than we could have expected ourselves to be, with considering all of this turn of events. Because of the King of Swords, this is somebody who acts quickly, and this is somebody who acts deliberately and with intent. Now, there's going to be an employment of a lot of cures to a lot of what ails the both of you coming through your partner this week, and those coming to actually assist you to maybe make this step into a higher place together. So that is what I've got for you, Aries. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And should you ever want to get a session with me, just go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com.